This is Jetka with another battle report, Warhammer Fantasy this time, Lizardmen on Lizardmen. This is a Lustria Civil War. We're playing battle lines, bashing our heads, and we're playing 2400 points of 8th edition. My opponent has 2 blocks of Saurus Warriors, about 25 of them, or 20 of them, 2 blocks of 20, the yellow and the mixed primed one. He's got a block of 16 Temple Guards at the top left of the screen there, a slan, 10 unit of King Skirmishers with javelin and shields, I believe, 2 units of 6 Croxigores, which are gonna hit really hard, and a unit of Cold One Riders, and I believe there were 6 of them. On my side, I have 2 units of 7 Cold One Riders at the top there. I have 2 Scarvets, 2 Old Bloods on Cold One. I believe one of the Cold One has the Sword of Bloodshed plus 3 attacks. The other one has a Sword of Battle with plus 2 attacks. One has a 4-up and the second one has a Charm Shield. I then have a unit of 16 Skink in a cohort, a Bastiladon, 2 units of 10 Skin Skirmishers with javelin and shields, and a block of 28 Saurus Warriors. Oh, and tetto'eko. And a level 1 of Beast. I made a mistake, apparently I have a level 2 of Beast. My apologies. Deployment starts. We place our mandatory Skink Skirmishers units first. I then place my 2 blocks whilst he places his 2 units of Crocs on his right flank. I put my Bastiladon next to my Saurus block. He places his 6 Cold One Riders on the utmost right flank. I put the first unit of Cold One Riders behind my left flank skirmishers and the second one behind my right flank skirmishers. I place my strongest Old Blood, my general, in the left flank unit of Cold Ones and 2 Scarvets, and my second Old Blood in the right unit of Cold One Riders. His slan goes into his Temple Guards, big surprise. And I make my Vanguard moves. I get lucky, I get 3 units to Vanguard. On my turn 1, my rightmost unit of Cold One Riders is stupid and stumbles forward a little bit. My second unit moves toward the left flank, try to protect and counter charge if anything happens. The Skin Cohort and tetto'eko just stay close to the Saurus Warrior block. In my magic phase, I successfully cast Curse of Annihilation on these Cold One Riders, but then he nullifies the rest of my spells. On his turn 1, he moves his unit forward and tries to take some pot shots at my Bastiladon with his poison shots. Move his 2 units of Crocs forward, and wisely decides not to move his Cold One Riders. In his magic phase, he tries to cast something on Bastiladon, which I dispel, and then gets Soul Quench irresistibly on my Saurus block. Kills about 6 of them, and kills a few of his own guys as well. Turn 2. I'm trying to find the best way to chaff up with, or at least one of his Crocs unit. And what I do is I place that unit as skirmishers, so it cannot be charged by the green unit. I move one of my characters into the warrior's block, and then I forward that unit of Cold Riders to tantalize his Crocs unit. Everything else just moves forward. In magic phase, I kill 7 out of the 10 skinks that were in front of my source block. And in shooting phase, my other skinks try to shoot at the ones in the forest right in front of them. His turn 2, he charges his unit of Crocs into my Cold Riders, and I'm taking it. He then charges his character out of the Cold Riders into my skinks. I flee through my units and stay there, and then his unit of Croxigores charges my skin court. The rest of his units move forward. And as I recall, I don't believe I can see there anyway that it did anything with the magic phase. In combat, his Croxigores versus my skin cohort. I get pummeled. I think I caused a few wounds to one of the models, but that's it. And the unit gets destroyed completely. He overruns behind my line. The Croxigores versus my Column Riders plus characters. I go first. I get lots of attacks. Get additional attacks, which is I think is great with Predatory Fighter anyway. And when it's all done from my side of things, I kill 4 of his models. He retaliates kill 3 of mine. My unit is still intact and my characters are intact, and I overrun. As you can see, into a perfect position for me to either charge his character or his unit of cold ones, and I choose the later. I charge my skirmishers into his skirmishers into the forest. I charge my block of Saurus warriors into his temple guards, and my second unit of Cold Riders into his block of Saurus over there. I move the Basiladon, tetto'eko, and my level 2 of Beast to support. I try to cast Bubble Harmony Convergence, but that is dispelled. Then go ahead and cast Uran Thunderbolt onto his slan and get a sneaky snipe. Very unlucky for my opponent. I then get a cheeky Wilson Wild Thorns on my right flank unit of Cold Riders. I forgot where, but I believe one of my characters had the Egg of Quango. It doesn't do much. So I carry on with combat against his unit of Cold Riders, and before he can retaliate, I killed most of his units. He killed 3, and I think that's the remainder of my Cold Riders. Then my 3 characters can hit, and oh no, he's got a character there as well. We end up 2 characters versus 2 characters, and that's a stalemate. So in a mirror match like that, having the Basiladon that gives me +1 initiative is pretty good, especially on when I fight the block of Saurus warriors versus Temple guards. And yeah, I am helped by one of my characters in there. In the end, I killed 3 models. I got a rank, possibly a banner over him. He fails his leadership and runs away. I do not pursue. Instead, I reform to look at the other block of Saurus through the forest. Combat of my Cold Riders versus his second block of Saurus. I kill about a rank and a half. He retaliates, kills a model. Then on his turn 3, he charges his lone cold one character into the back of my Saurus Warriors, and I did not see that. I should have paid attention. He then charges the block of Saurus Warriors on his left flank into the flank of my cold one riders, and I'm okay because I got the character in there. He then reforms his unit of Croxigores and comes back toward the heat of the action. We start to get attention from the other club members with that massive combat in the middle, which is always fun to, from my standpoint, to go through in a Warhammer Fantasy battle. Straight to combat, it's got no shooting. My characters on the right of my Cold One Riders unit kill 5 Saurus block warriors on top there, and then the rest of my unit kill a few more from the initial unit they were engaged with. The attacks of the Saurus flanking warriors block kill 2 of my unit. I end up winning the contact. The unit facing my unit fails his morale check and flees. I then reform to face the unit that was flanking me. His character in the back of my Saurus Warrior block killed 3 to start with. I lose combat, I stick, and I pass my test to reform and face him. And I just had a terrible impression we forgot to do the combat at the bottom there on the screen between the Cold One Riders, Lord and Hero. Oh well, sometimes. Anyway, turn 4, moving stuff around. Oh yeah, now we remember to do the combat, so we do it now. We exchange blow, and we end up killing one of our characters each. Rallied King's Commission unit to chaff up his unit of Croxigores, move up the Bastiladon so he protects the flank of my Saurus Warriors. I go ahead and cast a lot of spells, a lot of buff there, I think. So I must have Wisdom Wild Form, Harmonic Convergence, maybe Ice Shard Blizzard on his Saurus block there. Also moved my second unit of Skink Skirmishers to chaff up his rallied Saurus Warriors. Oh, sorry, Temple Guard. In combat, my general finally finishes the last of that Cold One Riders unit at the bottom of the screen. Combat with my Saurus Warrior block, I cause a wound or 2. He killed the scarlet that was in the unit, and we stick. Combat at the top. I kill a handful of Saurus Warriors before they can retaliate. He doesn't do much to me. Forgot the -1 to it, so we'll redo it. And it does nothing. Finish with my unit, kill a few more, and destroy everything. And I reform to face the battlefield. On his turn 4, his unit of warriors that fled the preceding turn rallies. The second unit of warriors charges my skink, and I take it. His unit of crocs charges the other skins, and I take it to protect my other unit. The yellow Sauruses destroy my unit of blue skinks. Unfortunately, there's no skink hero, so they have to overrun, and they are way past charging anything next turn. I believe I kill 1 Croxigore before he just destroys the my second unit of Skink Skirmishers. And then the combat of my Saurus versus characters, we stick again, nothing happens, I think we fluff both sides. We ran out of time, so I said let's try. If we go to turn 5 or turn 6, I will buff this, and then I'll try, and then I'll do the combat. Unfortunately, the Saurus fluff, so endgame. It's a great game, a lot of fun, love this massive combat in the middle. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time. We agreed it was a draw, and I'll have a draw for any game I play like this. I love them.